Leo, welcome to your in-depth reading for yours and theirs. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous. Let's jump on into it, yeah? Show me what I need to see, please, for Leo and their person. Show me. Show me Leo and their person. Show me Leo and their person. Show me Leo and their person, please. What's going on, please, for Leo? Show me Leo and their person, please. What's going on, please? Don't be concerned about the bracelet I'm wearing today. It's just a little extra support for post-surgery reasons. As you know, if you've ever had surgery, you don't exactly sleep well for the first several weeks. So just need a little additional back support of all things, because the back's a little grumpy. But otherwise doing very well. Thank you all so very much for your comments. It's doing great. As you can see, we got some pretty good mobility in there. All right, the Emperor. The Four of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, okay, not the best, not the greatest. I know you're showing me some strong will, honey. You are. I gotta be strong. Okay. Four of Pentacles, I'm holding back, holding on to, a little bit of both. Eight of Cups, I am emotionally detached from this, I'm walking from this, or I won't open myself up towards whatever this is I'm holding on to. I'm trying my best to leave it behind, but it's hard for me. Okay? Let's see who's surrounding. Four of Cups, disappointment, Seven of Pentacles, growth. Okay, okay. I got some sort of relationship here, energy here, excuse me. I got some 4 and 4. They're showing me a certain level of unhappiness as well. Disappointment, slow, steady growth here. All right, Seven of Pentacles. It's not the most mind-blowing of things, okay? But there's a certain pace surrounding this energy that says, you know, it's a low-level sort of disappointment, and it's a slow growth thing in terms of this relationship. It doesn't really seem to get better, but it doesn't really seem to get worse. It kind of in that plateau energy with the Seven of Pentacles. But they do admit to a relationship energy here with you, I believe, with the Four of Wands. What that is, I do not know. You would know best. Let's see that shared. Seven of Swords, the Eight of Swords. We're trying not to think about something. You're trying to think about not something or someone. That's interesting. Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords, Three of Cups. Huh. We're trying not to think about somebody. We're trying not to think about connecting and or reconnecting. Okay, we're trying not to. You're avoiding that thought like the plague. Bounce. Don't think about that. Don't think about that. Either the level of the level of difficulty it would be to connect or reconnect with this person, or something else altogether. Your overview of the Tower. What's going on, honey? What's going on? Let's start right there. What's going on? Show me the Tower, please. All right. You got my attention now. Show me that Tower, please. It's difficult energy, I grant you. I grant you. It's not going to be very pretty. Take what resonates, leave what does not. Reverse energies as it applies always. So even though I'm saying things like yours, theirs, shared, okay, reversal applies more so with yours and theirs, yeah? Show me the Tower for Leo. Show me the Tower, show me the Tower, show me the Tower, please, for Leo. Show me that Tower, please, for Leo. Show me the Tower, show me the Tower, show me the Tower. King of Wands, you, the Sun, Eight of Swords. There's a transformation waiting to happen within you, but we don't really want to think about it. We don't really want to see it. Eight of Swords. You have energy that's suggesting you that you would like to be warm, okay, that you would like to be happy. Simply put, you would like to be happy with the Sun. We can't see it and we don't want to acknowledge it. That's a Tower within you that's kind of waiting to happen. There's a bursting forth of knowledge that is available to you, but you don't want to see it. There are things that you are trying to unravel, but it's proving very difficult. And I'm already seeing that Eight of Swords, Seven of Swords. I said there's something here you're trying not to think about, like the very plague itself. You know, and this seems to be your own particular plague. And it's a plague that looks like, I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's kind of looking like it needs to happen. That Tower. It's something that we got to learn, and it's not the easiest thing to learn. But that knowledge is all but begging us to turn around and look at it. And I know it's probably the very thing that you try to avoid thinking about the most. But it would benefit you. Something to do with your happiness and what would make you actually very happy. Instead of kind of detached, firm, and maybe possibly cold. You would actually, of course, being Leo, would like to be quite warm, lovely, and happy. But it's going to require some sacrifice. And that sacrifice is looking to me like something that needs to be radically let in so it can adjust you into the warmth that you need to be in. In other words, and to embrace your unhappiness, you need to turn around and confront the very thing that you were avoiding the most, to ease your energy, if anything else, and get you back into a good space. Let's see. Show me the Emperor, please. You might have some Aries in your chart, of course. Show me the Emperor. Show me the Emperor. Show me the Emperor. And I believe you want to. You want to be warm, happy, sunny, lighthearted once more. And Spirit, all they're telling me is that energy is 100% available to you, but it is going to require looking at something scary. Okay? Show me that Emperor, please. Show me the Emperor, please. Show me the Emperor, please. Nine of Pentacles, the Lovers, Nine of Cups. You got someone in your heart, honey. Oh, boy. There you got someone in your heart and inner energy. And oh my God, it brings out within you such beautiful independence. God, someone who is very much like you on the inside. Even if they don't look like you on the outside, very much on the inside where it counts. They're a lot like you. Oh my goodness. That is gorgeous. That is beautiful. It really is. You have someone who weighs in on your scales heavily and beautifully. Lovers type situation, strong connection. And oh my goodness, I don't mind telling you, and maybe you can see for yourself, how they impacted you energetically was beautiful. They brought out some of your strongest characteristics, your instincts, your sense of self-love, and independence. Very hard emphasis here on independence. They brought out some core aspects that reside naturally within you. It's not fate. You can't make that up. You either have these qualities in you or you don't. And your lover's telling me, okay, the energy that you had with them, you both shared it to some extent, powerfully, beautifully. You both felt like your most independent, true selves in each other's energy and proximity. And that means this is our true self, our core self. Again, you can't fake it. It either is or it isn't. And you're kind of telling me that strong sense of the Emperor here. Damn, that makes me feel good. And it makes me feel like me. They make me feel like me. This is who I am. And they kind of provoke that energy from you very strongly. Again, you can't fake it. You can't make that up. You either have those characteristics or you don't. And I have to tell you, that's pretty damn beautiful for the both of you. It's no wonder we're struggling to let that go. Let's see why does he want to let them go at all, but haven't. I know there's a part of you that would really, really like to fully detach emotionally. In other words, not care. How do you not care about something like this? It's such a strong sense of provocation. Can't shake a lover that easily, eh? Nor should we. They're meant to shape us, challenge us, confront. It can be our greatest reward if we earn it. We change for it. We choose to change for it. We choose them over and over. They choose us back. It's a choice that must always be, yeah? In original tarot, old school tarot, the lovers was not called the lovers, it was called the choice. As we continue to choose them, we in fact, in turn, choose ourselves. Because they are our mirror. Very much so. They are our mirror. So when we choose our person, we actually choose ourselves. Our highest selves, our best selves. But with those pros comes cons. So that's why we have to challenge each other as lovers. To get stronger, better. So, if we don't choose them, they don't choose us back, we're really choosing the worst parts of ourselves. Okay? It's kind of like that rough translation. Everybody's lesson teases out differently for every person, of course. Say, for instance, Capricorn had a very strong lesson in the Lovers. Everything that could have been and everything that was not. Those are the worst ones. And when somebody refuses to change, they get what they get. I don't know. Let's see what happened here, honey. Let's see what happened. Show me that Four of Pentacles. It's just, I'll remark on it so heavily because, man, goodness me, did it provoke such a strong standing sense of self in you. So strong. I've never seen the Emperor that happy, to be honest with you. I call him Mr. Grumpy Pants for a reason. I don't get to see him that happy and thriving and independent, you know. Page of Pentacles, Temperance, the Four of Cups. We're disappointed here, despite the enormity of what we were feeling in this connection. It was, I've already remarked upon it so much. Even I'm like, Christina, get on. Get on with it, Christina. You lingered there too long because it's just so magnificent. That's the happiest fucking Emperor I've ever seen in my life. And I want him to have it. I want you to have it. But Four of Pentacles, reality hits, 3D energy. Page of Pentacles, very little contribution. Very little contribution. Not much could actually go into it over time, I believe. And it created a sense in us, disappointment, not just for you now, them too. Four of Cups, you both experienced the disappointment. Time passed, a lot of time passed in this way. The less and less we contributed to this strong energy, which is our natural heart space, very much so, the more and more you both became disappointed by it, how it was developing over time, rather the lack of development over time. There was very little buildable energy here, but it was stretched out, stretched thin. I see stretches like that sometimes. When one or both people are not able to give to it the realistic measure it needs to thrive, in other words, choose it viably over and over again, not try to minimize it, and not try to rush in there to build it. It takes gradual building, okay, to keep it steady, to keep it maintained, to keep it healthy. And this was not that. We've held back from this full contribution, and it created disappointment. It's interesting to see Temperance here like that. It's kind of like saying, I have time. Some of you told yourself you have time. I have time. That's, you know, I have time to put more into this. I do. I will have more time later to put into this. It's kind of like that. It's a running background to this. So 4, 4, 4, this is some long-standing energy. It's very cyclic. 4 and 4, 4, round and round and round the circle we go. And so it became a kind of pattern. I believe in you, but possibly them, but I believe it's you because it's your reading. But again, reverse energy says applies. It's not an accusation, so don't take it as one. I am interpreting the cards. That's it. Okay? And the Leo I'm looking at says, I have time. I have time. I have time to develop this later. I have time to develop this later. I have time to develop this later. I don't need to put too much into this right now. It feels good to me. It's really fucking strong. It's not going anywhere anytime soon, so I can take my time and develop this the way I want. I don't need to put a bunch into it. A little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. It's good. So here's this very strong reaction in you. Palpable. Strong. Equally felt, I believe. Convinced. And yet, how we treated it in the 3D was a little here. It's kind of like taking savings to the bank. I'm going to put $10 in here, and then next week I'll put another $20, and then the week after that I'll put in 10, when perhaps we should have been depositing something much higher. Thousands. 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 That way we had a stronger investment later in time, because that's what energies like these are. Contribution, savings. How much are you putting into it now so you know it will be there for you later? You get me? So the contribution was small and stretched out over time. And it created disappointment in you both. But again, there's that running background. I have all this time. This isn't going anywhere. There's no rush. I have all this time. It makes me feel damn good. There's no time. There's no rush on this. I can deposit whenever I need to. Kind of like that. I don't quite know how to explain it. But in order to ensure that this energy would be accessible to you in future, we were going to have to put a lot more into it in order to keep it. And that way we could say 100% that awesomeness would be 100% accessible to us in future. Huh. Perhaps we will see the reasons why more so over here. Show me the Eight of Cups, please. I know you would like to emotionally detach from this. Case in point, Eight of Cups once more. I know you want to emotionally detach from this, and you don't want to feel it anymore. I know. Let's see how we got there. I'm terribly curious about the process. The energy versus the investment is way off. Okay. Show me that Eight of Cups, please. Show me that Eight of Cups. Show me that Eight of Cups. Show me that Eight of Cups. Show me that Eight of Cups, please. Show me that Eight of Cups. It's kind of like you almost said, I have all the time in the world. I don't need to put a whole bunch, just small increments. Stretch it out. And that's going to add up. It didn't add up to enough. Not enough to keep it. Not at that level. I don't know how else to explain it. Three of Wands, Six of Swords, the High Priestess. Okay. Eight of Cups. You feel your energy drifting backwards to this person. Intuitively, you feel it. And it unsettles you. You want to emotionally detach from this because you can still feel it pulling on you. From your own internal systems. Not this person's, your own internal ones. Sometimes you feel like it's a matter of time before you re-engage with this energy again. And part of you doesn't want to. It doesn't want to. It doesn't want to be emotionally involved anymore. It'd be easier not to, right? Intuitively, you feel, however, that they have moved on, or that you are supposed to. But you also feel perhaps that it's not quite done. Maybe you're right. We'll see. Intuitively, you feel you're supposed to move on. And that you should not wait. And I agree. You're never supposed to wait. You got to get on with your life. But as we get on with our life, we need to learn too. Otherwise, we're never going to fully detach. Or at least move on in a way that's peaceful to us. And that we can be at rest with. So I'm going to encourage you again to look at the very thing that would give you peace. Okay? And that means being confrontational with our thoughts. The ones that we're trying to avoid. Because you're telling me I need to emotionally detach from this. I know I'm supposed to move on and I shouldn't be looking towards them and I shouldn't be waiting, and I don't think you're waiting, honey. I think a part of you intuitively feels you might come back to this at some point. What that might look like, I could not say. But I don't want you to beat yourself for holding on to it either. This is a very normal human reaction. You have something like this, I promise you. It's going to take you a minute to let it go. If you ever do. Soul connections like this, you know, they're not exactly the easiest thing to shake off. Like I said, they're meant to challenge us and be a lesson. What's your lesson? What's the challenge? Whether or not it will come back, I do not know. Part of you feels like maybe it might. You don't know when, necessarily. But you're also saying it shouldn't impact me like that anymore. I need to move forward, regardless of what may or may not happen. I understand. Let's jump on over to this person. They share disappointment as well, the slow growth, some sort of relationship energy here. I can't see it. And with you, I'm assuming. Four of Cups, please. Show me this. Show me this Four of Cups, please. Show me this Four of Cups, please. Show me the disappointment. Show me the sadness. Yeah. I can see why you might feel like it might come back around, especially if there's a question on your mind of reconnecting, then in which case your intuition's correct. And if that's the very thing you're trying not to look at, you know, it would make sense why you might intuitively feel it, but not necessarily try to think about it. Four of Cups. Show me that Four of Cups, please, for this person. Disappointment, sadness. Queen of Cups, Three of Cups. Oh dear, oh dear, oh no. First of all, let me know if you're connecting to water sign. Okay, it's a lot of water. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. The Queen of Cups, someone of loving, they just, if it helps you when they connected with you, it felt very good to them. Okay. Even if they were ultimately disappointed by it, whatever your two's connection was. When they connected with you, it was of their own free will and volition. And they intuitively said it felt right to connect with you. They wanted to. They felt it was literally correct. This person's a big feeler, and they use their intuition to tell them who to connect with, I believe, and why, on the emotional level. When you operate through your heart like that, you're going to have a pretty good idea of who it is you're supposed to be connecting to, because the feelings are natural. So when you're guided by water, you don't really question it, you know. I feel I'm supposed to connect with you, and I may not be able to understand or articulate why, but I know that you, for some reason, feel right. You feel right, and I feel like this person likely may have used those literal words. I like to connect with you. It feels good. It feels right. It's nothing crazy, but they do operate from a very huge heart space. Intuition's here. When they said they connected with you, intuitively they understood it was correct, even if they were disappointed by it. Okay. All right. The way you receive that energy, so heavily masculine. I'm not saying you are masculine, you don't have to be male, but that's a very masculine reaction. Pride, but strong pride. Very strong sense of self and character and motivation, and I know what I'm doing. Ah, oh, God, that feels good. Fuck yeah. Be cool. Be cool. Ladies, if you ever heard that man give themselves a pep talk like that before, you know exactly why I'm laughing. Don't act like you don't. If you've ever heard a man, be cool, be cool. Have you ever heard a guy, okay, up talk his bruh, okay, his wingman? Yeah, it's like, just be cool, man, be cool. You ever heard that? That's exactly what that's like, but it's coming from the heart. That's why it's so special to me, and that's why I can't help but smile at it like an idiot, because the reaction in there is so masculine and strong, and this makes me feel 10 feet fucking tall. Oh, fuck yeah. But the contribution doesn't back up that energy. This person energy, very soft, very feminine, and very, I'm here because it feels good. Yeah, I like this. This feels good. That's all I know. That's why I'm connecting with you, because it feels right. So it's interesting to see that play there. It's interesting. Show me that Seven of Pentacles, please. Show me that Seven of Pentacles, please. Show me that Seven of Pentacles, please. I know this. They met you under their heart space. I promise you that. I promise you. Because it literally felt right to them. It really did. It did. But you know that, don't you? You know that. If I were to take a guess, Leo, I think this person wanted you to win their cup. I really do. But it was kind of unobtrusive. Just enough connectivity. It's like they didn't want to overwhelm you, maybe? I don't know. No action. They're healing. There's a reason why their energy cultivated to a certain point and stopped. It did. You two made so much progress on very little, I keep saying investment, again, because the energy proportion's way off. when we feel something that strongly, we need to invest in it strongly to keep it. They're showing me Seven of Pentacles. You showed me the Four of Pentacles. I can tell that from their point of view, they put as much into this as they could before they stopped. They did take action promptly. So there may not have been a lot of frequency in your connectivity, but when the opportunity came up, their energy did not fault. It did not yield. It did not falter, I shouldn't have said. And then it stopped. It slowed down or it stopped altogether. And then they went into a place of healing temperance. So you were both in a healing phase. Temperance, temperance, Four of Cups, Four of Cups. Yes, you two are very similar. You had very similar reactions to this. God, I tell you, when their energy showed up, fierce. Soft, lovely, emotional, feminine. But they're kind of a go-getter, right? I'm out the door. So when it came to you, they never really hesitated, no matter how slow, how low level the investments were in the 3D. Okay, I don't know what your frequency was. Only you know that. I just see it's little portions over a long period of time. I'm seeing that for a lot of folks. And for the past several months. Huh. Anyway, I'm sorry. Hanged Man, the activity stopped, it looks like, rather abruptly, and it's looking like it is active Hanged Man, not passive Hanged Man. So active Hanged Man means I went upside down to learn for a reason. I needed perspective. So there's something here they gained perspective on, and in this so doing, they said, I'm healing, and I'm trying to learn, and I'm trying to see things differently between you and I, particularly where our activity is concerned. Okay, so now they're looking at the activity that was cultivated between you two. I don't know what they're learning. Perhaps we shall see. Show me that Four of Wands, please. Show me that Four of Wands. Show me that Four of Wands. Show me that Four of Wands. I admit I might have been a little generous with the bronzer today, and I'll tell you why. It's not my fault. I haven't been to the tanning salon in like 3 weeks, and now I'm super pale. So a little bit of bronzer goes a long way. I do like to tan, and it's safe. Actually, my doctor recommended it because I have such a hard time developing and retaining D3. She's like, you should tan. And it actually helps quite a bit. There's a lot of, if you are safe with your tanning and you don't do too much or too often, it's actually very safe and very beneficial. But yeah, so I have not been to the tanning since the surgery. They don't want you tanning, obviously, before or after. It's been about 3 weeks, and it's, so like I said, to my point, bronzer and blush goes quite a bit. Show me that Four of Wands, please. Well, I can't wait. I'm good now. I should be able to go back soon. So, show me that Four of Wands. Killing me, Smalls. I haven't been able to go back to the gym either for those same reasons. And now my energy's like, I need to exercise. Eight of Swords. Seven of... Whoa. 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 Whoa, whoa, I'm sorry. Whoa, that hit me in waves. You two are so alike, it's ridiculous. They have a little avoidance system too. They also showed me the Seven of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and there's one thing they don't like to think about that they avoid, like their own. You have your plague, they have their plague too. You want to know what they tried to avoid, like the plague, when it comes to you? It's actually sad. With the Wheel of Fortune. They don't want to think about what kind of relationship you could have had in time. It hurts. It hurts too much to think about it. That there might have ever been a relationship at all between you two. That it was ever going anywhere. They try not to think about that. Like a lot. The idea of what might have been hurts, or that there was ever anything to look forward to in the future with you hurts a great deal. It's actually quite sad. Yeah. It's hard to have those thoughts. It's hard to have those thoughts. Because it plays into the fantasy, right? Over time, there's no evidence that there would have been a relationship between us. Or that this was going anywhere, or might have led to anything. I don't want to think about it. I know what I felt. And that was right. It was right for the both of you. What you felt, 100% on point for the both of you. The contribution was way off. In other words, it wasn't stabilizing. It wasn't growing, and if you can't grow something, you can't stabilize it. There wasn't enough here to grow or stabilize. And they avoid trying to think about, at all costs, what that relationship might have looked like in future. Because it's a haunting thing, right? What could have, what could have, what could have been, what could have been. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it. There was no evidence here that that was going anywhere. I don't want to think about it. It's hurt. It's hurtful. Oh, that's intense, you guys. Oh, damn, my goodness, I freaking. Okay, show me this. Alright, there's some shit you don't want to think about. There's shit they don't either, but it's future oriented. They don't like thinking literally about a proposed future, what might have been. Oh boy. They're still healing, and those are going to be uncomfortable thoughts for someone who's still in the healing process. Okay? Alright. Show me that Seven of Swords, please. Show me that Seven of Swords. Show me that Seven of Swords, please. Show me that Seven of Swords. Show me that Seven of Swords, please. Oh. There's the Tower. The both of you. The both of you. Oh my God, the both of you are killing me. The Tower of Three Cups of the Devil. Oh shit, Leo. Ah. I'm really sympathetic. I am. That's hard. That's hard stuff, man. That's hard. There's the Tower for you twice. That's one of the thoughts, the things that you try not to look at all costs, and it feels uncomfortable, sometimes obsessive. A thought that you cannot get out of your mind is how you feel strongly that you still want to reconnect with him, very much so, but you don't. You try not to hang out, just like how they tried to avoid any thoughts of you and what might have been as a proposed relationship in the future, what they try not to look at. You have a very similar thing. Like, how much did this connecting with this person actually affect me? Was it even a big deal at all? Did I learn anything from it? Fuck no. And it gets to that point where we're rejecting the knowledge so much that it starts to feel devilish in the heart. A little obsessive, a little bad, a little toxic. That doesn't mean it is. But again, the more we deny that tower like this, eventually we're going to get really tired of trying to hold it up. And it's going to do what it does. The reason the tower is because it's faulty construct. Now, the foundation between you two might have been fine, but the walls that were built around it were not. Those were faulty walls. Not much was put into them to secure the walls between you two. And this is the tower that we need to learn. The same tower that if you let it fall, turn around and face those very thoughts that you have been trying to avoid. This is your plague. They got a plague, you got one too, baby. And the more we try to avoid those thoughts, it's going to be harder to find your peace. And you do. You want to find your peace. I'm not saying you'll kiss and make up with this person. What I'm saying is I'm more concerned about you finding the peace that you so desire. And your happiness and your warmth, which you deserve. You do. Just as they do. But that means we have to be willing to look at the stuff we don't want to. The stuff that makes us the most uncomfortable. And the more we try to avoid looking at it, the worse the feeling gets. That Emperor can either work for you or against you. We don't want to think about it, I know, but that's not going to hold you over, honey. That's not going to hold you over. You know, that's the difference between a meal of substance and fast food. One's not going to hold you over. This is like the fast food of thoughts. I don't want to think about it. It's disposable. Get it away from me. It's not going to hold you over. I know part of you is angry. Yes. I see it. I know part of you feels like you're absolutely obsessed with this, and that's why you shut the thoughts down. And that obsession, again, isn't coming from a bad place. It's what's born when we try to avoid the very shit that would benefit us the most. And it becomes one of those things. It's like a wound you can't stop picking. So what do? Instead of addressing it, we turn right back around and oppress it some more. And then eventually, it starts to happen again. And it reopens the wounds. Shut it down again. Let's see that Eight of Swords, honey. Let's do it. Come on. We're almost there. We're almost there. If you can believe it, we're almost there. Let's get through it. Let's go. I want to do more than get through it, Leo. And so do you. I want you to find resolution within yourself. You may not with this person. You might. I don't know. I'm more concerned with you. You two have a very similar process. What you experienced at nearly the same level, and the fallout is just... The mirroring effect is real here. You two are a lot more alike than you know. It's funny because you know what separates two people in a yard is a fence, but you're technically on the same ground, even if it's a foot away. That's how close you are in terms of processes. What you go through, they went through. What they went through, you go through. In that respect, I want you to find some peace for yourself. That's what they're trying to do. You showed me temperance for very different reasons. It's interesting. Eight of Swords, Nine of Cups, Chariot. Oh, honey, Seven of Wands. Yeah. Oh, God, you know that bravado you felt back here, that Nine of Cups? Don't ask me what's going on in that card. You know exactly what's going on in that card. This is the Casanova Tarot deck, by the way. A very popular one on this channel. So that same Nine of Cups, that sense of internal... God, I feel good. Me. I feel good, right? And it's lovely individual emotional freedom. Again, 9 is singular, independent. Independently, in this context, you felt amazing. And here's the deal, baby. This is one of the reasons why you sometimes a lot think about reconnecting, and then you slap it down. Okay, you slap your little Leo face and say, stop it. I don't want to think about it. This is why, and I'll tell you why. It's kind of big. It's kind of a big deal. Okay. Eight of Swords, Eight of Swords. That which you would give you peace is coming to terms with the fact that you had very strong feelings for the person, and that your love would actually like to go towards them and actually stand up for it, fight for it, say this is mine. That's why this is your particular plague. You actually had very strong feelings for this person. I saw it right here. It's like, duh. But allowing yourself to actually acknowledge it. Oops. That is what indeed will give you peace. The acknowledgement. You might have even fallen in love with this person. And you may not fully want to acknowledge it. I strongly suspect this is the case. You don't get much more in love with that. Not only does my heart point to you and want to go to you, I feel damn good about it, and I also want to stand up for it, fight for it, say it's mine. Declarative, very much you. This is mine. And I fight for it. I am bold of heart. I don't want to see that shit. And yet, in allowing yourself to see this, I'm not saying you would run off and marry them. That's not what I'm saying. It would give you peace if you just allowed yourself to... Do you know what it's like? I do. But do you know what it's like to admit to yourself that you're in love with somebody? And then it hits you in waves. And you're either overjoyed with understanding that, or you are in despair. But either way, you're in love. And it's the knowledge that our mind does not tell us is true, but our heart tells us is true. Now, your heart is trying to talk to you, but your mind's not allowing it. I think this is what ultimately you're afraid of seeing if you allow that tower to fall. Given the chance, I would get in my car, I would drive to where they are with full heart and say, this is mine. To be so bold. You want some Cancer in your chart. To be so bold, to be so claiming, to be so forward, to fight for it. Say, I'll never let that go again. And yet here you are tormenting yourself, saying that's the thing I want to look at the least, Christina. And if this is you, you probably clicked this off already before leaving me a very nasty comment, because the Leo I'm looking at doesn't want to see this shit. So there's a very good chance you did exactly that. You already wrote me a nasty comment, told me to fuck off, and then you exited. Because we're still back here in rejection of these knowledges. Very much so, powerfully so. It's going to be hard to override that devil. But tarot doesn't dictate shit, you do. If you want to whoop that devil's ass, turn around and allow yourself to feel what was there this whole time. It's not a crime to be in love. But honey, it might feel like it's a crime to be in love. That's how fucking powerful it is, and it does make us crazy. It makes us say and do insane shit. You know, it's especially if we have question marks surrounding ourselves and the other person, and can I do it? Am I allowed to? Are they going to reciprocate? Is this unrequited? Am I going to get hurt? You know? Yeah. You should have known, though. You can't have that kind of reaction to somebody and not tell me not only do you feel seen, strong, 10 feet tall, but you're naturally in love with them. Coming to peace with that. You may not have the love of your life, but you can at least be at peace with you. Let's keep going. 3 cups here, under questions. They openly accepted this. Their energy is just so emotionally accepting. This is someone who's very emotionally accepting. I'm connecting with you because it feels right. That's literally the translation. I connect with you because it feels right. I may not know why, but I just know that it does. The fierceness of your heart is so beautiful. Let's check out this 3 cups, please. But it's the energy proposal here. I can't make you accept it. You have to be willing to accept it. Let me tell you something. The day you understand that you're in love with somebody, and you act a damn fool, and you act a damn fool. I'm looking at a Leo, you're afraid to be the fool. You're very much used to being in control. Oh, but when you act a damn fool, you know, what do? Oh, what do? You say stupid shit, you do stupid shit. Anything that says, see me, see me, see me, see me. Oh, if you see me. Do you see my feelings? Oh my god. It's kind of like that. I'm gonna write write you poems, I'm going to sing you songs, and I'm going to send you a mixtape. And you know, because that's what it's like. You end up doing all that crap. You really do. But it comes from that place of, it just feels right. You know? Show me that Three of Cups, please. Show me that Three of Cups. Let's do it. Let's see. I don't know. I know it's on your mind, even though you say it's not, but it is. Show me that Three of Cups, please. I don't apologize, honey. I'm a romantic at heart, and if you are being honest with yourself, so are you. It's just your romantic at heart has a lot of toughness surrounding it. Oh, but God. When you move in the name of love, it's so bold. It's so very bold. The Emperor, the Lovers, the Knight of Wands. I don't know when, but you will. I don't know when, but you will. Emperor, Emperor. That same strength of will that you get from your lover, is going to navigate you strongly in future. I don't know when. I will do a time check. Doesn't really matter. It happens when it happens. But when it does happen, there will be no confusion. Your energy is going to authorize the very thing that is so bold within you and declarative. That Emperor wants his fucking equal. That's what all this is about, and it's what it's been about since the opening. The Emperor wants what's his. He just has to know he wants it first, yeah? The Emperor, he wants that son. He wants his Nine of Cups. He wants his Nine of Pentacles. He wants his lover. The very thing that you've tried to avoid to the point of obsession, self-doubt, criticism, fears, and shadows. You are now saying, okay, I'm done with that shit. I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going. There's really no confusion as to where you're going, my love. It's really straightforward. When you'll be reconnecting with them, I do not know. I just see it happening. It's interesting. I see their energy cut off in the respect of, I don't want to think about Leo, and that's when it stops. Specifically, it's not that they don't want to think about you. They don't want to think about what could have been. And then it stops. I don't get any more after that. So that tells me you don't really know what's going on with them too much. Energetically, I got as much as I could from them. So no, their future orientation tells me nothing other than the fact that they don't want to think about what potential future they could have had with you. It hurts. And you were right. Your intuition was right. As much as you would like to emotionally detach from this and call it quits, you felt intuitively you would be coming back to it. And you were right. You're not done with this, not by a long shot. The Leo I'm looking at is in love. And it's going to stand up for it, wants to stand up for it. Say it's mine. But giving yourself permission to see it, own it, acknowledge it, pursue it. That's different. And I see you making that transition strongly in future. Speaking of which, let's do it. Yeah, what can I say? The Emperor wants his lover. He wants his equal. He wants what he wants. It's just turning around and acknowledging it in the heart that that's indeed what he wants. And then making much larger deposits. Making much larger deposits in order to keep it and ensure that he has it in his future timeline. That's the trick. But we're going to start with a very simple Three of Cups. You're showing me such strong determination because even that Three of Cups has become a challenge to you at this point. The thing you try to think about the least is what plagues you a great deal. But it's not just about reconnecting, honey. It's the bigger thing at play. The bigger picture is you being in love and having the love of your life. That's what's actually at play. It's not about how much can I suppress not thinking about them and contacting them. What's about communication? What about it? Is there an issue with communication? What's going on? I heard that real fast. What's the communicate? What is it? What's going on, please, about communication? Strength, you. Ace of Pentacles. Four of Cups. You don't know how to do it, you say. You don't know how to do it. You don't know what message would be received. Which would be the most viable opportunity for messages. I see. So the Four of Cups, not just disappointment and sadness, but also messages coming in, coming out in terms of I'm not happy with this or that. You're telling me in terms of what's your best investment to make in terms of messages going in and out. You understand it's on you with your particular strength energy that is undisputedly you. The most viable form of communication, one that will stick. You don't seem to be happy with any of the options, even if you could get this started, which, by the way, you're still in this process of saying, fuck no, no, and double no, no, okay. Actually, maybe I do. You're telling me you don't know which way to communicate, which one would be received or received well. Because it's like, I got one shot. Here's your one shot. It's the most viable, it's the most critical, and it's the one that has the most opportunity to take. Which one? How do I communicate? Queen of Pentacles, Comfort, Queen of Cups, there they are again. I know, I got it. Even if you don't know that you're doing it, you're doing it. Manifesting. Some form of communication you know does not work. You have not tried them all. You have not tried them all. If you know, for instance, one form of communication is blocked, try another one. Don't waste your time on the ones that you already know is blocked. I keep seeing it as avenues. Which one should I put this into? Which one should I put this into? Some you know will not be received. There's others that you do or you have not tried, or you're assuming wouldn't work. Honey, I don't know, write them a letter. I mean, they can't block their address, right? Right? They can't block their address. Write them a letter. I don't know. I know. But if you want to, you will. And the letter I'm looking at says, I want to do this. And it's under the recognition of, this is actually what I want. I might have been, what was that? That was Eminem, One Shot. I was playing in the beginning, but the mood all changed. Oh yes, Lose Yourself. Love that song. That's a great song for me, I know, to get psyched up to. Lose Yourself, you got one chance, you got one shot. Do not miss your chance. Opportunity comes for once in a lifetime. Yeah, I know, that's kind of how you see it. I have one shot to take a crack at this communication. You gotta, if you're gonna lose it unless you know that you want it, right? You gotta know that you want it. You only get one shot. I don't know if it's that extreme, but I feel like that's where the energy is here. So it's the question is, which way do I plant the Ace of Pentacles? I have to figure it out. Some you already know are not available to you, so don't waste your time with it. But if you want to, and let me tell you something, when that Emperor decides to do something, he fucking does it. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. Email, address, I don't know. Just don't do what you've already done, or have done, or tried. Let's put it that way. Page of Swords, you thought about it. Seven of Cups, you're so cheeky. You know, every now and again I see your playful side like that. You're so cheeky sometimes. Yeah, you thought about it too. It is so cheeky. You really are. Sometimes you're just like, wait, Christina, I mean, I'm a Leo. I mean, I'm playful, and I'm, you know, if I'm not pissing you off, then I'm not doing my job right. I mean, seriously, it's like that's what you do. You rub people a certain way, and then you're like, I was just playing. That's you. 100% you. Seriously, I swear, it's going to come to you in time. You will resolve upon a solution in time. And again, I'm fast forwarding. I suspect many of you are still back here. But it is part of that lingering energy here. It's like, I would like to no, I wouldn't. Ask yourself again, where does that come from? It comes from simply being in love and wanting to claim what you ultimately feel is yours. Okay. You will have to trust that that solution will come to you in time, and once you make that resolution, it will be correct. It will be correct. Some of you are waiting to feel better about something. Some of you might have colds. That just came out of nowhere. You got the sniffles? You say you don't feel good right now? You're kind of waiting for things to clear up? It's a little bit more than that, but I understand the point for some of you, yeah. Some of you have been feeling a little sickly lately? No idea where that came from. Got my attention. Scorpio and Capricorn under there. What's going on, please? Can I get... You surprised me happily. You famously, as much as you can go towards something, you can equally have as much power to reject it. You're fixed fire. What are you going to do? Like most fixed signs, when we make up our mind, famously we do it. And then the other times when we don't, no one's surprised and they're irritated by us. I know. You know? That's just how we are, honey. I know not everybody understands this. There's a reason why we're on, of course, the Wheel of Fortune, and we're also represented on the world. We're not good with change. But when we do, everybody feels it, right? And you are saying, okay, I'm going to make some change that's right for me. I got to do this. I'm not saying you're going to propose marriage to them. I'm saying you're going to take the hardest step in what is your estimation is the hardest step, and that is a 3 of Cups. So here's what's in your favor about that. You know how they opened up with, I actually accept 3 cups that feel right to me, even if I can't understand it. They already have that disposition. And if they had it once, they can likely do it again. So in your mind, I want to reconnect with my lover. I own it. I accept it. I have energy for this. I'm a badass emperor. I can feel that again, and I want to embrace it. They already had that soft acceptance with you to begin with. So, just so long as we put more into it than we did, we're honest and we're sincere, we show positive energy. That also says I'm here, I'm showing up, I'm clear, I'm solid. I know what I'm saying, I know what I want, I know what I'm doing. I can own that. Knight of Pentacles slow. Can we get a stronger sense of time frame, please? In terms of, fuck, honey, connectivity? Spirit's having fun today. Repeat much? So, up to you. It's up to you. Whenever you figure out the big move, the big line of community, the bigger that stress is for you, the 3 of Cups, which, by the way, most people can handle. That's basic social interaction. But the bigger it has become in your mind, the concept of generating the actual activity around it gets bigger. That's why it's an Ace of Pentacles as opposed to a Page, you see? That 3 of Cups has become such a big deal that you try to ignore. You trying to generate the activity to get it going has become an Ace of Pentacles at this point. So when I'm telling you it's a 3 of Cups, you can handle it, yes. What's taking your energy to get over there to that side of it is realizing that you want it. Right? And it's going to take you strength of your own will and volition to do it. I have every reason to believe it will be well received. At bare minimum, it will make you feel better. And knowing that you represented yourself in all your glory with your best intentions. Okay? And that's all well and good. But can we narrow it down just a wee bit? Just a little bit. Just, no. Just a little bit. For some of you, less than a month. For some of you, less than 7 weeks. For some of you, the 7th might be important. For some of you, the 4th. We're looking into it. We're trying to raise our confidence. The more we think about it, okay, the more confident we get. Yes, that's usually the case for most things. For the most part, I've seen this as being on you. Once you actually deliver unto that pentacle, it will generate the activity. Okay? Less than 7 weeks, less than a month. And the 4th for you something might be important. The 3rd might be important. We got some March, April activity here for some of you. That would also constitute, again, that less than 7 weeks or within a month. The star. Yes, the 17th might be important, and then also very much desirous. Very much desirous. But we have to know that we want this. Okay. The 24th might be important. Fool's Journey. Hanged Man. We want to open up, just not yet. Also the 12th. I know, there's a delay. There they are again. Yeah. I think about you a lot. Their energy is interesting. They're kind of telling me they understand that they were a bitch to you. A little bit. It was to push you away. It was to push you away, not because they wanted to, but because they understood that they couldn't see more with you. They're not happy with how they did it. They were either harsh with their words or harsh with their actions. Because that's not really who they are. They like to meet you here. Not like that. Yeah. No, I mean, I get it, honey. You have all this big energy floating around between two people, but not much is being put into it. Eventually something's going to shift. Okay, but that doesn't mean we can't fix it. That doesn't mean we can't learn from it. That doesn't mean we can't repair it. Any of those things. Okay. I like this. Some rock and roll shit right there, man. Take no prisoners. I like that. I respect that. I really do. I do. Heart with the nurse's cap. We're healing our hearts. I believe I see them doing that. You use temperance for very different reasons, which I thought was interesting. It's like you thought you had all the time to invest in it at your kind of leisure. And that might be true if you first meet, but if we're talking this is a period of years, which you both reflected to me, that thinking doesn't quite work, you know. We have to put more into our strong connections, not less, or otherwise they're not going to be there for us in future. For both of you. Okay? It's interesting, though, they did show me jump to energy. Jump to. Like, I never hesitated on my part. Okay. What is N-O? Okay. I-N-L-O. Butterfly. Soft transformation. But beautiful. Masculine glasses. Somebody wears glasses full times, or they have large frames, that kind of thing. Grapes. We enjoy our indulgences. We enjoy our food. We enjoy our wine. Anything else here, please? Somebody does. Z. Big dollar bill. Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Earth energy. But in that respect, I don't know, somebody might have some wealth attached to them. I don't know if that makes any difference, but for some of you, finances might come into play, or someone has some wealth surrounding their natural environment, their natural self. Okay, the arrow of Sag, also the Cupid's energy, striking home, true love. the stingray, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Okay, I think that's enough. Leo, honey, you put it in the comments as you see fit. We'll take a look at you in a couple weeks, but we're going into the 3-month, and I'm going to make it as generalized as possible. I don't know about you, but I could absolutely use a break from the love energies. I think I have given as much as I can for the past couple of months. It's time to let those love energies settle, let them develop a little bit, let them cook a little bit, and we need to look at other things. Okay. So, yeah, like I said, next couple weeks, next round will be the 3-month, one of my personal favorites. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. You put in the comments as you see fit. Take care. Be well.